Let's begin with a simple but haunting question. Are we truly the first civilization on this planet? Or have there been others great and advanced that rose and fell long before history began to be written? Maybe you've thought about this before, or maybe it's the first time you've heard it. Either way, this question carries a strange power, because if the answer is no, then everything we know about who we are might be only a fragment of a much larger story. When we were children, we learned from history books that humanity slowly evolved from hunters and gatherers to farmers, to builders, to kings and empires, and finally, to the modern world. It sounds reasonable, but when you start looking deeper, something feels off. The truth is, modern humans have existed for only a few 100,000 years, and recorded civilization, the kind that leaves behind writing, cities, and monuments, is only about 5,000 to 6,000 years old. Meanwhile, Earth itself is over 4.5 billion years old. If Earth's entire history were a book with 1,000 pages, human civilization would appear only as a few words on the very last page. An immense, dark void stretches before that, a blank space where anything could have happened. So the question is, can we really be certain that no one came before us? Imagine if tomorrow, a great cataclysm struck the Earth, an asteroid impact, a supervolcanic eruption, or a global war that wiped out humanity. Cities would crumble, technology would decay. Within thousands of years, almost every trace of our world would vanish. And if a new intelligent species appeared millions of years later, they might look at the scattered remains of steel and stone and ask, were there others before us? That's the same question we're asking now, because around the world, there are countless clues, strange monuments, mysterious maps, and artifacts that don't quite fit into our known history. The pyramids of Egypt, for example, built with stones weighing tens of tons, cut and placed with impossible precision. Even with modern cranes, such a task would be immense. How did they do it thousands of years ago? In England, Stonehenge massive stones aligned perfectly with celestial events. In Peru and Bolivia, megalithic walls fitted so tightly that even a sheet of paper can't slip between the stones. And under the sea near Japan, the Yonaguni structures stair-like formations that look like a sunken city frozen in time. Then there's the Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513, showing the coastlines of South America and even Antarctica, centuries before they were discovered, and depicting Antarctica without ice. How could that be possible? Each discovery raises the same question. Are these coincidences or echoes of something much older, much greater? If an advanced civilization once existed, what happened to it? What could erase almost every trace of a world capable of such wonders? Some point to cataclysm, volcanic eruptions, asteroid impacts, or massive floods, like the one described in countless myths around the world. Science supports this idea. Around 12,800 years ago, something catastrophic happened. The Younger Dryas event, which brought sudden global cooling and massive flooding. Others believe these civilizations may have destroyed themselves, consumed by their own technology, greed, or war. History shows us that progress often walks hand in hand with destruction. Perhaps they reached heights too great to control and fell beneath the weight of their own power. And maybe, for some, the fall came slowly. Knowledge faded, cities crumbled, generations forgot who they once were, until all that remained were stones, myths, and whispers carried through time. Whatever the cause, catastrophe, war, or time, one truth remains. If they existed, they were forgotten. And that, perhaps, is the greatest tragedy of all. But maybe not everything was lost. Because across the world, there are stories eerily similar despite oceans and continents between them, of gods descending from the sky to teach humanity the secrets of civilization. In Sumerian tablets, there were the Anunnaki, those who came from heaven to earth. In Egypt, divine kings descended from the stars. In India, the Vedas tell of Vimanas, flying chariots powered by light and sound. The Maya spoke of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent who came from the heavens and promised to return. The Dogon tribe in Africa somehow knew about the star Sirius being a double star system, long before modern astronomy proved it. Different cultures, same story. Beings of knowledge, descending from the sky, teaching, guiding, and then vanishing. Were they gods, aliens, or survivors of a lost civilization, passing their wisdom to a reborn humanity? Even in archaeology, we find technology that shouldn't exist. The Antikythera mechanism, an ancient computer that mapped the heavens. The Baghdad battery, capable of producing electricity. Precision drill marks in stone that defy our understanding of ancient tools. Coincidence? Or fragments of a forgotten science? Perhaps those gods weren't gods at all, but the last guardians of an older world, ensuring that some part of their knowledge would survive, carried through myths and symbols until the time was right. And maybe that time is now. Because the real question isn't just whether they existed, it's what their rise and fall means for us. We, too, have reached a peak of knowledge and power. We can split the atom, edit life, and reach the stars. But we also teeter on the edge of destruction, war, greed, and environmental collapse. If others once walked this path and fell, are we walking it again? Maybe those lost civilizations are not warnings of doom, but mirrors showing us what happens when power grows faster than wisdom. The truth is, every civilization believes it will last forever. But eternity has a short memory. One day, our skyscrapers might crumble into dust. Our satellites might fall from the sky. And perhaps someone, far in the future, will uncover our ruins and whisper, who were they? What happened to them? But it doesn't have to end that way. We can learn. We can change. We can be the first civilization to break the cycle, to rise and stay. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember, you're not just staring into space. You're looking into the memories of eternity. And somewhere, across the vastness of time, the echoes of forgotten worlds are still watching, hoping that this time we finally understand.